going to be looking at the warnings coming from the government bench, one from the Minister of Territorial Administration and the other from the Minister of Communication, warning planned protesters that are expected to take to the streets of Cameroon on the 22nd of September to oust President Paul Biya, a move that is led by the leader of the CRM movement, Professor Maurice Kamto, in conjunction with some of the political parties. We have seen him meeting with the likes of the leaders of Stand Up for Cameroon. We have seen him with the leaders of Modekna Party, PEP, amongst others. We equally are going to be looking at other issues touching on our national life with our panelists who are already in the house. We are using this opportunity to welcome on this edition of the program Apostle Lambe. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Leo. Good evening, my co-panelists. Good evening, listeners of Prime Hour and Cameroonians as a whole. We are here also again, and another opportunity granted us to discuss this very sensitive and very important topic as far as our nation Cameroon is concerned. These are very deciding factors that can determine the outcome of our nation tomorrow. So we are here to educate the public and to sensitize each and everyone to know that we have a stand as far as this particular stuff is concerned.
Also with us is Prince Joel, who is a regular panelist out here with us. Good evening, Prince, and welcome.
Good evening to you, Mr. Kumlenat. Good evening to Reverend Apostle Lambe. Good evening to those watching within and without Cameroon. Particular greetings to those watching in Suza and in Mutengene.
Now, from every indication, almost all the eyes and ears are tilted in Cameroon towards the 22nd of September, Prince.
Sure, Mr. Leo, when we discussed this same topic some days back, I said it's a developing story, like we call it in journalism. It's a story that will only die once the CRM backs out from their stance. But in as much as they keep pressing on, we'll keep having communiques every day. Why? Because if you go through, for instance, the communique of the Minister of Communication and Government spokesperson, Rene Emmanuel Sadi, is clear. No manifestation is peaceful when its aim is known. You cannot want to tell somebody who has been somewhere and has been having certain benefits and certain privileges, you tell the person, wait for me on the 22, I'm coming to take you out of that place. Even if you take a toddler and tell the toddler that this mother's breast, you take a child who is feeding the mother's breast and you want to take the child off the breast, that child starts crying. It means I want to take that child off the child's privileges. You do not expect those who work with the regime to accept, to admit that we are waiting for you to come and take us out of the ball game. And Mr. Leo, even as we're talking today, I said it the other day, even tomorrow we'll be having new developments until either the 22, the action is taken, or later on it's taken, or before. But there is no person that will ever sit and admit openly that, okay, I have accepted what you people are saying, just come and take the power. That is why different personalities, different communiques will always be coming up in as much as the CRM continues taking its stance that they want to oust the president of Cameroon.
Okay, the latest of the communiques that we have seen, it's not a communique, but one of the letters that are making rounds across social media this evening is from the CPDM youth section for Vuri 2, which is also declaring its intention to manifest on the 22nd of September. Apostle Lambe, are we seeing signs of very difficult days ahead when the CRM says I'm leading a move to oust President Paul Biya, and then we start seeing signs from within President Paul Biya's camp from the CPDM also indicating that, okay, if you're coming into the streets, you're going to meet us?
Yes, Mr. Leo, like I said earlier once here, it's an action that provokes a reaction.
Okay.
So Mr. Kamto has proposed protesting, and this is the first in history that somebody who wants to oust a president in power, he gives an announcement prior to the time. This is political jargon in the first place. For Maurice Kamto to announce that he wants to oust a president, and then he's telling people that on this day You don't expect the government to sit quiet. You don't expect the government to fold their arms. We've seen situations in Africa where presidents were ousted, like that of Burkina Faso. Blaise Compaoré was taken unaware. The case in Mali, Hosni Mubarak also in Egypt was taken unaware. Mugabe in Zimbabwe was taken unaware. So I think when something is going to be effective, like ousting a president in power or carrying out a coup d'etat, most of the people in question are completely blank or totally ignorant about the incident. But when you start assembling people from left to right, gather people from north to south, and then you are making another, giving a specific date, and then you are telling your enemy to prepare before you confront him, it makes no sense. Because if you look at it in the cities like places like Douala, you walk to some junctions or some carrefours, you will see military trucks standing there, and you will see armored cars, and they are already prepared. The communication of the Minister of Territorial Administration is said it is they wrote it in French, you're going to confront a beehive, and when you confront a beehive, you're going to stink you back in return. So when I see the approach to President Maurice Kamto's protest, is giving me a lot of concern, and I'm beginning to wonder if they see his strategy is actually strategies, because you cannot be telling the enemy that you are coming to kill the enemy. You are only pushing him to get himself well prepared. There's the Vuri, I think Vuri 2, right?
Yes. Charlie Lizan.
Yeah, Charlie Lizan, who is a councillor or a high councillor at the, he says he's going to assemble youths. It's only a clear indication that they want to make Maurice Kamto understand that he's not the only person that has a Cameroon population. The CPDM equally has a Cameroon population. So if at all they are assembling youth, they should also understand that on the other side, there are also youths there. Now, if those youths come into the streets, my problem is this. Nobody's political interest is worth your blood, on both Kamto's side and the side of the CPDM. I tell all the youths to stay in their houses. This is my counsel for you. Stay and protect yourself, because while these people have lived their life and they are almost signing out of life, you are not going to put your head on the line to be jeopardized as a result of somebody's political interest. Those who want to go out, fine, we are not against you. You have the right to protest. As a matter of fact, it is your civil right as a citizen to protest. But constitutionally, you are supposed to protest not to oust a president, but to present a worry. But since they are protesting to oust a president, and they are announcing the date of the protest before time, to me it's a complete confused kind of protest I've never seen in my entire life in this Cameroon or in Africa as a whole. So I think these two camps that are preparing and working very hard to meet on that day, we are yet to see how the drama will unfold as the days go by.
Okay, the Minister of Territorial Administration actually says that, though it is in French, toutes personnes qui se retrouveront sur la voie publique malgré les interdictions des autorités administratives, personnes qui ont lancé mot d'ordre de manifestations par écrit sur plateau ou antenne télévision, radio, par voie des réseaux sociaux. Par ailleurs, vous réitérez mes instructions antérieures, à savoir maintien de l'ordre doit se faire sans la moindre complaisance avant, pendant et après les élections. That is saying that whosoever is involved with calling such action is giving firm instructions, because before now it says that they should be arrested and toute manifestation illégale mise en œuvre. Okay, that they should be arrested, something like that.
Sure, Mr. Leo, the Minister of the Territorial Minister, Paul Atanganji, is what we call the Interior Minister. This is a person who has the governors, who has SDOs. The SDOs, the DOs, and to an extent the chiefs, though is now the decentralization boss, George Ilanga Oba. But when you look at Paul Atanganji and what he's saying, the instructions are clear. Even a deaf man could hear, and even a blind man could start seeing the impact of what awaits any person who will take the courage to move on the streets come the 22. Reverend has said something, Mr. Leo. The last time we were discussing the same topic, because it's a developing story. It's a story that will not end now. Take it or leave it. Even tomorrow you may still be discussing the same topic. But someone may feel that we are like cowards. Like these people, if you think we don't go to the road, why are you discouraging others? But the issue is, there is a difference between a coup d'etat and an insurrection.
Of course.
A coup d'etat is the military. It means there is that military backing, like what happened on the 6th of April 1984. But what Kamto is bringing up is called an insurrection. It means individuals, a group of persons, decide to unseat, like Rene Emmanuel Sadi put it, Republican institutions. He did not want to say the president. Because when you go through all the communique of Rene Emmanuel Sadi, there is no way he says they want to oust the president. He keeps saying whenever people want to go against Republican institutions. It means he's not only looking at the president, he's looking at anything that carries a green, red, yellow. And you do not expect the Minister of Interior, Paul Atanganji, to sit and wait people come and do this action. Mr. Leo, it is true that we still have some very brave Cameroonians. There are some people who are still courageous, like Paul Atanganji puts it very clear, that those who dare, they are going to meet a beehive. And if you also see those of the CRM, there are comments that have been coming up. They say, for instance, that a beehive is not a friend to smoke. And they keep bringing different ideologies. But the question is, how secure are the lives of those Cameroonians who take to the streets? Mr. Leo, some of us who have so many sources, I believe that on this platform before now, I've already said what Charlie Lee has said. Because Charlie Lee had told me already that if people come and if CRM wants to take to the street, he is going to ensure that his own area of command, which is New Bell, cannot be taken. That is what he said. And when you talk with some administrative officials, this is what they tell you. They keep insisting that the CRM can do whatever they want to do wherever they are, but their own area of jurisdiction should not be touched. And that will be the same question that every administrator will take. The governor of the West region has already signed a communique banning all different public gatherings in his own area of command. It means the whole of West region, which is a very strong hold for the CRM political party. And not long from now, maybe tomorrow we'll be talking about the communique of the governor for the littoral.
Yes.
Why not? Okay, and the center. Now, when you look at it, it means that at these different levels, there is nothing. If the governor, because we should be able to tell some Cameroonians, they know some, but those who don't know that, if the governor says nothing happens because the first representative of the head of state in a region, not a subdivision, is the governor. So if the littoral governor, for instance, I don't mean Douala because littoral is too big. It's a very big area. Now, if the littoral governor already says that there will be nothing in his region, it means that all the different SDOs and the DOs found in the littoral region automatically apply what the hierarchy has given them. And you do not expect that an SDO or a DO will stand and watch persons take to the streets, because it's a kind of a thing that is top to bottom. When the governor will copy his SDOs copy the DOs, and the DOs now start going to the different administrative heads, which should be the commandant, the commissioner, the commissioner in turn, the police officers. So it's something that if actually people go to the streets like they want to go, it is going to be a history-making event. I fear what will happen should people go to the street, because I keep saying something, Mr. Leo. Some of us who don't work with Roma, we don't work with ESA. When we sit with some of these authorities, and they see what is being earmarked or what has been cooked, and is prepared, they have prepared already to serve those Cameroonians who think that they are courageous enough to come to the street. Atanganji makes it very clear that suspension of a judgment, of a case file, does not mean you've won. And that should you do it again, they start from square one. The lives of Cameroonians are very important. We should not risk the life of Cameroonians.
Okay, we should not risk the lives of Cameroonians. We are going to now this one from the Minister of Communications says the Cameroon government has been appraised, of course, for an uprising and overthrow of its republican institutions by the leaders of a political party. I welcome Mr. Njo Valentin. He is a member of the communication unit of the CPDM party. Bonsoir et bienvenue.
Bonsoir, merci. Bonsoir à tout le panel. Bonsoir aux téléspectateurs, aux multiples téléspectateurs qui nous regardent.
Okay, already we started by saying that, announcing that there is a demand from the CPDM Vuri second section, signed by Elisa, who is calling for a declaration of, who is requesting for an authorization for manifestation in Douala here. Is that the position that the CPDM is taking?
Le RDPC est un parti républicain, un parti qui fonctionne sur la base des tests qui régissent le fonctionnement de notre pays, de notre République. Et par conséquent, la position du RDPC est claire. Il y a eu hier un communiqué du secrétaire général, déjà du responsable de la communication, le professeur Famendongo, qui a exhorté les citoyens camerounais de tous bords d'être patriotes, de ne pas répondre si cela est le cas, de ne pas répondre à certains appels et de vaquer à leurs occupations. Parce que, aussi naturellement, le pays fonctionne et il doit fonctionner tout sur la base des tests qui régissent le fonctionnement de la République. Oui. Donc la position du RDPC est claire, c'est celle d'un parti républicain qui accorde ou qui motive ses citoyens, les citoyens camerounais, qui motive ses membres, ses militants à adhérer aux idéaux de la République, aux idéaux du chef de l'État, qui sont les idéaux de paix et de prospérité pour tous les Camerounais.
Okay, when we look at the outing of the Minister of Territorial Administration and that of the Minister of Communication, many persons will say it is the right of citizens to go out and manifest and make their voices heard. How does the CPDM appreciate the fact that these persons are being warned by both the Ministers of Territorial Administration and the Minister of Communication?
Le ministre de l'administration territoriale est dans son rôle. Il est le garant de la sécurité dans le territoire. Et par conséquent, il fait une sortie à la suite d'un appel pour certains compatriotes qui, ne voulant pas participer aux élections, le ministre de l'administration territoriale a défini le cadre dans lequel les élections, dès l'appel des collèges électoraux, l'ambiance qui doit régner dans la République, c'est l'ambiance d'un pays qui est à la veille d'une échéance capitale. L'échéance ici, c'est le point d'achèvement de la décentralisation par la mise en place des différents conseils régionaux. Par conséquent, le ministre de l'administration territoriale est sorti pour dire à ceux des compatriotes qui pensent qu'il faille qui veulent interrompre ce processus, il les a appelés à plus de responsabilités pour ne pas entraver le processus qui est en marche, tout en préconisant l'État est régi, en attirant leur attention, l'attention de ceux qui ont pensé qu'ils peuvent faire ombrage au processus de démocratisation que le pays est en train de connaître.
Non, allez, vous chutez pour qu'il vienne. Vous avez chuté?
Oui, parce que, bon, en faisant le geste, ça m'a interrompu.
Non, ok, allez-y, chutez.
Non, c'est... Ok. Donc, pour chuter et dire que le ministre de l'administration territoriale définissait le cadre qui est connu par tout le monde. Les élections doivent avoir lieu dans un environnement serein, responsable de tous les acteurs politiques. Bon, ceux qui se mettront au travers de ce processus les lois de la République existent. Et le ministre de la Communication a réitéré ce que le ministre de l'Administration territoriale a dit, mais en d'autres termes, tel que il faut laisser les Camerounais vivre dans la paix.
Okay, Apostle Lambe, the outing of the Minister of Territorial Administration and that of the Minister of Communication, did we see this coming? Were you expecting that they would tell the persons who are planning to march that if you do that, this is a response that will possibly come from the government?
Of course, the Minister of Territorial Administration is the one that, in other words, is the one that takes care of the territory. Secondly, the Minister of Communication is the one that is the spokesperson of the government, and the government cannot remain silent when things like that are coming up. It is their basic and constitutional right to educate the people and to make them understand the position of the government in every matter, because people may react tomorrow and they ask that, what did the government say? Did the government try to stop them? The government, I think, is trying to play the card in such a way that they will not be at the blaming end. They'll be able to justify the fact that we stopped them from going out, but they insisted to violate the warning of the government. I think that's the reason why the Minister of Territorial Administration, who is in charge of the territory, as well as the Minister of Communication, who is the voice or the mouthpiece of the nation, to communicate to the people. They are not just speaking to the political parties going out, they are educating every Cameroonian to understand that these people are about to violate the Constitution. They are trying to stand against it, because why? According to the Constitution, protest is correct, but you are supposed to be given an authorization if you have to carry out any protest. Now they want to carry out a protest without any authorization. Secondly, they are announcing the ousting of the president. The Minister of Communication said, you cannot tell me that you are coming to kick me out of my house and I allow you to walk into my house and kick me out, except I'm a fool. So they are talking about Republican institutions. Now, my challenge or my worry is this. A lot of other political parties have put their hands behind Professor Maurice Kamto, who is the person spearheading this protest or insurrection. These political parties that are putting their hands behind Professor Maurice Kamto, what is the guaranteed security that also they have put in place in order to protect the people who are going to move into the streets? Because the arm of the law and the arm of the military will definitely face the people to counter their actions. So what are the measures put in place to protect the interests of the individuals going out? Or we are also ready to go and sacrifice more souls again into the streets, because the Minister of Territorial Administration is very clear. Is clear on what he said, that they are going to face the arm of the law if they walk out into the streets. Now, I cannot be told that drinking water will poison me and I choose to drink the water. It means I've made a decision to die. It's a personal decision. You have made it to die. So I think if the government comes up to communicate, it's because the government wants to position itself at an end that we call for a warning and we tried stopping them through communications and they refused to respond to the communique. So I think it wasn't a surprise to me that the Minister of the Territorial Administration had to communicate and that of communication had to speak, because why? They are speaking on the part of the government to sensitize the population that this action is about to go out. If you are foolish in joining the group of persons who are going out, maybe you are operating, because in such an incident there are also the ignorant and the foolish ones. Out of sentiment and emotion, they can join a crowd and go out. Look, for instance, I watched a video of a certain guy who was on social media talking about Cameroon. At a certain level, we could not see him again. We saw him being interviewed that he disappeared. It's to tell us that the government is prepared against anybody who is trying to cause distortion or confusion in the nation. So I think the communique from the Minister of Communication and that of the Minister of Territorial Administration wasn't a surprise to me.
It was not a surprise to you, but how do we understand this? Because consistently, Professor Maurice Kamto will tell you that it is their constitutional rights and that the powers come from the people. If the people decide that we should go to the streets, the government is supposed to respect that, even prescribing a code of the peaceful, patriotic, Republican march. It says that 1, you should wear an anti-COVID-19 mask, 2, take a scarf or neckerchief and a bottle of vinegar of lemon juice in case of tear gas. Soak the scarf or a neckerchief in vinegar or lemon juice, cover your nose and breathe normally. Is this a preparation for a confrontation?
Mr. Leo, Professor Maurice Kamto is somebody whose knowledge so far as the law is concerned is undisputable. It means I cannot dispute the fact that at the level of the law and things that comes to the constitution that is ignorant. He's fully aware. And when you see him giving what people should take along, it means he's fully aware of the consequences. But I think that the stance of the protest is clear. They are not going out for anything. It's not to demand for better roads,
electricity.
It is not that we don't have good buildings. The issue is simple. There has been somebody whom they claim has been dictatorial for 38 years, and what they feel is that that person must leave. But when you look at those who are buying the idea, are those whose political stance and political slogans are clear. I said it here the other day. When you look at, for instance, CPP of Kawala, that is under the umbrella of Stand Up for Cameroon, they are clear. They said no to elections, yes to political transition. And when the back is simple, it's for power to change hands. Because you say political transition means power should change hands. Now, when you're calling on people to go to the street, it's very simple. The consequences are there. I've said it here and I'm still reiterating it. You don't expect the Minister of Communication, who is the spokesman of the government. You don't expect Paul Atanganji that these people should fold their arms and say, okay, Bromasa, come and take which water.
Yeah, but they say, but they have said it very clearly that patriotic and Republican march peacefully.
Mr. Leo, that is language. It's just playing with words. You're just playing with words. In literature, they call it a pun. It's a pun. It's just like you use words as though it's just like I want to kill somebody, you say take his heart out of him. Okay? You don't say kill him, but you cannot take somebody's heart and the person keeps living. Now, you don't say patriotic to do what? To oust the president. That's it now. Because, first of all, it is, to an extent, because Mr. Leo, this topic is a very delicate one. In fact, these developments are very delicate that if one is not tactical with them, one may have some persons who may feel that, okay, you are backing a certain person and you hate a certain person. No. It is very clear. You cannot want to oust a president and you call it patriotism, no matter how bad that president is. You cannot be patriotic by destroying, like the Minister of Communication put it, Republican institutions. Because if they go to Yaoundé, Mr. Liu, it is very true that there are two ways, like Reverend was saying. He cited those that they ousted from power. It came spontaneous. Yes. Okay? Now, if you can oust somebody through a coup d'etat or through an insurrection like what Kamto wants to do, but announcing it, I want to believe that if this thing came as a surprise, most of this heat will not have been known. It is very true that the government of Cameroon has what they call service à renseignement, where they don't joke with. It means that even if Kamto had not announced, they would have known and they would have prepared for them. But you cannot say people will go to the street and you're cautioning them wear your face masks. Are they going to march? No, because it is to me I find
they should hold yes. Vinegar and a host of others.
But when I look at that thing,
but it sounds contradictory.
That's what I'm saying that, Mr. Leo. This is what I'm saying that the word peace and ousting are antonyms and not synonyms. You don't peacefully oust somebody. I cannot stay in my house and come and peacefully take me out of my house. That is why John Minna one time said, if you're fighting with a blind man who does not know how to swim, if you take him close to the river, say he accepts the fight. Okay? Because you cannot tell somebody. I wrote somewhere and I was asking somebody that, okay, you are of this party. If I come and tell that your position I'll be enjoying, because let's be honest, there are a group of persons who have gone to the president of this political party because of the political cap they are wearing. It is very true. Now, you don't expect that you've been enjoying certain advantages and somebody gets up and tells you that, okay, we are coming peacefully, we don't intend to kill, to come and take you out. It has never been done anywhere. We saw what happened to the Celestine Germans, the Michel Dawkins. Let us remember what happened to Mancho BBC. Mancho BBC did not kill any person. He merely got up one day and carried a coffin and was moving in the streets of Bamenda. Where is he today? There is no government. Even if it were the Kamto's government, there is no government in any country in the world that will fold its arm and wait for people to come and remove the president from power. Good
evening to you, the bosses Thierry, and to you, James Tato. Good evening to you, Godzi, New Kongi, and Collins Banks, Joel Manan, and all of you guys are watching us via social media. We are glad to note that more and more Ike and Marie, good evening to you too. The CPDM, now what is the CPDM doing? You stay Republican, you observe, though we hear that you are also planning behind the scenes to storm the streets should these other persons come out.
Bon, qu'est-ce que le RDPC fait?
Yeah, because if they oust the president of the republic, that's your national chairman, it means that you are out of power.
Bon, ça c'est un fantasme pour le MRC. Je sais pas, les institutions fonctionnent, le pays fonctionne normalement. Le RDPC pour le moment s'occupe de plus important. Le plus important pour nous au sein de notre parti et pour les partis républicains, c'est de préparer les élections du 6 décembre. Les institutions républicaines qui ont la charge de garantir la sécurité et la paix vont s'occuper des hors-la-loi. Hein? Ce n'est pas le RDPC qui s'occupe des hors-la-loi. Le RDPC est un parti politique, il a des échéances. Un parti, c'est conquérir le pouvoir. Et pour le moment, ce qui nous intéresse, c'est aller conquérir les conseils régionaux. Donc, c'est ça qui nous préoccupe pour le moment. Alors, le gouvernement qui a la charge de sécuriser les Camerounais et leurs biens s'occupe de ceux des Camerounais, s'ils en sont des Camerounais, va s'occuper d'eux si il enfreint à la loi. Il est clair que le parti dont vous avez cité tout à l'heure, le MRC je crois, n'a jamais, depuis l'élection présidentielle de 2018, n'a jamais mené une action constructive d'un pays qui doit avancer. Donc, le document que vous aviez lu, la lettre que vous aviez lue, où on dit que non, c'est une marche patriotique. Alors, vous avez déjà vu une marche patriotique où on demande, comme c'est écrit à ces militants, d'aller, de préparer un ensemble de matériel pour se protéger contre X et Y, tout en sachant que cette marche ne sera pas permise, autorisée. Ça veut dire que c'est un affront contre la République.
Yeah, but Mr. Joe, are you people not also afraid in your camp? Because if your national president is ousted, like the CRM is saying, it means that the CPDM is no longer going to be at the helm, because it is true. You say it with so much confidence that les institutions vont prendre charge. But we also saw in Burkina Faso where Compaoré was so confident, in Egypt where Hosni Mubarak was also very confident. Don't you also, are you not afraid somewhere?
Non, on ne peut pas. On a peur de quoi? Vous aviez peur? La République, c'est vous, c'est moi, c'est...
J'observe, hein.
Non, je dis, vous êtes citoyen. C'est pour ça que je vais... en tant que journaliste, c'est pour ça que je vais vous interpeller, du moins interpeller la technique qui, en fond, là, mettent un président élu et un président d'une association politique sur les images. Ce n'est pas c'est pas un bon indicateur. Hein? En fond d'écran là, vous voyez l'image qui en fond là. Il y a le président de la République à côté d'un président d'association. C'est pas très pédagogique.
C'est pas un parti politique.
C'est une association. Un parti politique est une association. C'est une association.
Non. Cette partie,
donc on ne peut pas
a pour mission de faire partie le président de la République. C'est le message.
Non, je dis il faut enlever. Il faut enlever parce que pour répondre à votre question, personne, vous voyez la clameur qu'il y a dans la République, les appels qu'il y a dans la République. C'est quand même bon. Le parti, il a eu, je crois, son candidat aux élections présidentielles a eu 14%. Mais ils ont eu peur d'aller, pas peur, ils n'ont pas pu constituer les listes pour aller aux élections. Ils ne pouvant pas aller aux élections législatives et municipales, ils ont parlé de boycott. Alors, quels sont les éléments matériels que ces individus-là ont pour ébranler une république. C'est pour vous dire que c'est un fantasme.
Ok.
Où sommes-nous au Mali aujourd'hui? La dernière actualité, les leaders maliens demandent.
Ils étaient aujourd'hui au Ghana avec le président
voilà.
Rollins. Oui.
Bon, c'est donc pour dire que, pour chuter et dire que ce parti n'a pas de matériel. Ce parti ne représente rien.
Okay.
Et le 22, il n'y aura rien. Par conséquent, l'État qui a quand même dont le rôle est de protéger, joue dans du préventif. Il faut prévoir, il faut garantir et appeler les Camerounais à s'occuper, à vaquer à leurs occupations.
Okay, Apostle Lambe, the code of the peaceful, patriotic and Republican marcher, which copies the United Nations Secretary General, President of the AU Commission, the European Union, France, United States, Britain, China, Russia, Israel, Canada, national and international organizations for the defense of human rights, amongst other things, says that they are calling on the marchers never to forget that the fight aims to save the country and not to destroy it. Fifth says that they should film and broadcast any scene of violence targeting people as well as public and private goods. In case of arrest, do not make any statement in the absence of the lawyers. And says that as a reminder, the CRM and Forces of Progress request peacefully the step down of Mr. Paul Biya from power for the following reasons: known respect of the constitution by the conduct of civil war in the northwest and southwest regions in the context of a crisis which can and must be resolved politically and therefore peacefully. 2. Permanent violation of the right of every Cameroonian citizen to vote and to be elected during periodic genuine elections, ensuring the free expressions of the will of the voters by the systematic refusal of a consensual reform of an iniquitous electoral system. Now, when the CRM and forces say they are calling for the peaceful stepping down of the President of the Republic, how, according to you, should that have been done? Is it calling for him to step down, without which we go to the streets, or we go to the streets and calling for a peaceful stepping down?
First and foremost, it's very difficult for someone to sit in his room and ask the president to go down. It's not your houseboy. It's not your subject that you will sit in your house and call a president to walk out of office. Secondly, this is a president that has ruled for 38 years and doesn't have any plan to leave power. That you are sitting to call him to go out of power. It's a mirage. Secondly, getting into the streets is not a way to oust a president. We've seen in Africa here, if you want to go the way of taking a president out of power, there are two ways. Either you go through a coup d'etat or an unexpected protest. You don't alert the person before time and then you call it peaceful protest. And you are going to ask the president to go out. There are almost about 20 different coup d'etat that have taken place in Africa here. And if I tell you the truth, most of those coup d'etats took the president by surprise. They were not prepared. So if I hear President Maurice Kamto says they are going to walk peacefully in the street, and he tells people to take vinegar against tear gas, I don't know what he gave them against gun. Because the military does not only have tear gas, they have guns. When he claimed to have won the elections here, he didn't face tear gas. As a man who has experience, who has once gone into the streets and saw the repercussions of the government, he was supposed to have been able to prepare now better to go into the street, because he has once had an experience when he earlier went into the street with some of his party members. Guns confronted them, tear gas confronted them, and a host of other things. And then now he's providing security just for tear gas. What has he given them for gun? What has he given them for water that will spread on their body, issue water? What has he given them for grenades that he is asking them to go out? Of course, I'm sure this is not his first time going out. Now, if at all Professor Maurice Kamto really means business and intends to go out as he said, and to ask the president to go out, it is very certain that he should do something stronger than what he's trying to do right now, because I don't see any future in what he's about to engage, because he's just trying to jeopardize the life of innocent citizens of this country. We have known the Cameroonian government. When it comes to cracking down things, they don't take it for granted. They will confront you and bite you and pinch you and crush you when you dare to manipulate or try to take over responsibilities that belong to them. Those communicators that are coming out, they are not for the government, it's for the population to know very well that the government has decided that they are not going to permit this nonsense to happen. It's like drinking poison, expecting someone else to die. That's madness. You drink poison and you expect someone else to die. How do you expect the government to be affected? That he is equipped, well armed, and has professional soldiers. Then you are going to confront the government. You are asking for to take vinegar. Can vinegar defend bullet? Can vinegar stand against grenade? That doesn't make any sense.
Can it stand against physical torture?
So these are the things I'm trying to make people understand.
Yeah, but when they say film and broadcast any scene of violence targeting people as well as public and private goods, how realistic is this?
Who will film it? We're going to film it. Okay, if let's say people use phone and film it, we have other videos in this country that a lot of violence has taken place, and I've sent those videos out. What has happened? We should be able to reflect on the past. There are situations whereby even the military has been implicated. At the end of the day, they still have the Cameroon government to judge them. So even that day something goes wrong and they injure you and there's a video, the international community will still ask Cameroon government to judge the military. And if they choose to judge him and give him 5 days imprisonment, it is a judgment of the government. And a military defending the government cannot be sentenced. They will sentence them on paper and never sentence them in life. Let's be rational for once and be able to know how to handle things. Because if you look, there are 2 coups d'etat that are taking place in Rwanda. Gregoire Kiyabanda is the first person that was ousted through a coup d'etat. The second person was Jovenel Habyarimana. He was kicked out of coup d'etat. Those are not people that were given prior notice. So anybody who wants to kick out somebody he calls a dictator or somebody who has refused to relinquish power should use the methods that are going to keep the person out. Blaise Compaoré, you said he had confidence. What confidence did he have? He was taken unaware. It's the same thing with Hosni Mubarak. So if at all there was supposed to be any kind of protest in this nation, information should not have even gone out. They were supposed to have done an underground work and then suddenly erupt into the streets. Before the military will start preparing, military have been preparing. I've been walking in this Douala. I see military cars already parked in the streets, waiting for anybody who will raise heads. How dangerous it is. Then they say you're going to do peaceful protest to ask somebody to go out.
Juste pour dire quelque chose. Non, pour dire aux frères que l'armée, notre armée, ou nos forces de défense et de sécurité sont des professionnels. Et la République est une République, la République est impartiale pour nous tous. C'est pour cela que je vais attirer votre attention, et vous le savez certainement, nos forces de défense, quand des brebis galeuses là-dedans commettent des dommages collatéraux, ils sont sanctionnés. Il y a une enquête, et le chef de l'État dernièrement, pour certains de nos compatriotes qui ont été victimes des dommages collatéraux, le chef de l'État a initié une enquête. Et les personnes concernées sont interpellées. Okay. Ce n'est pas seulement théorique, c'est même pratique.
Okay. Janet Annie, good evening to you. Moses Clinton, Pax Pause Zan, good evening to you. Jack Steam Steel Rollins, and to you, Daddy the Boss, and to you, Aluso Claude, good evening to you. Samuel Che, Nde Livinus, good evening to you. Ndembong Ernest and Janet Annie, and to all of you guys watching us. We move over to Boya before we come to you, Prince, to get the reaction of they call him the Kumfor Barrister Sitwi John Kamini react to this subject.
You see, the population of the Western region, or what they call people who are indigenous suffered a lot. And it is just but very abnormal that in times like this, where within the Southwest and the Northwest regions, these people are considered as aliens, as endangered species. Mr. Maurice Kamto, because of his very personal, selfish, egocentric ambitions, want to create a national hate against the people of the Western region. This is unfortunate because there is a likely probability that if he continues with this very vaulting ambition of his, after losing the elections in 2018, after frustrating some of his supporters and members of his political party who had ambitions to be mayors and parliamentarians, maybe senators, and maybe regional councillors, he comes back in a way to destroy the national polity. It is regrettable, and it is high time we unanimously call on all Cameroonians not to allow Cameroon to be destroyed by whosoever. On no account can you build a revolution on an individual's ambition. A revolution can never be by calling people to remove a democratically legal and legitimately elected head of state. It could be spontaneous where something occurs that has an overbearing weight on the entire population. But I fear the heart of those who really stand behind these perpetrators of atrocity, revenge for losing an election, and also frustrated by some of their friends of yesterday that they didn't meet their ambitions. That notwithstanding, the state should be steadfast. The state should be strong. The state has the duty to protect its people. The state has the duty to fulfill its responsibility towards the people by guaranteeing that the country is in peace and security, and the state has the responsibility to ensure national cohesion. It is therefore.
Okay, that was Kumfo Barrister Sitri John Kamini reacting to the call by Professor Maurice Kamto for a popular uprising to oust President Paul Biya peacefully. Now, he raised the issue of a revolution. Apostle Ambe equally talked about it, that these things are spontaneous and not planned. And we hear consistently people say that it is their right to manifest, but is that not where the problem is? You plan the ousting of a president, and then this is done by someone who went for presidential elections and lost, and nothing actually that ignites the need for the ousting of the president.
Sure, Mr. Liu, I think the problem is not the fact that I went for presidential elections and lost. That is not the ball of contention, because if you look at the reasons he's advancing, to an extent he's talking about the fact that
the Anglophone crisis.
I'm coming here, the Anglophone crisis, and he talks about the electoral code too. And he feels that if it's just a ballot box, the president cannot be ousted. Those are his reasons, which means that he's also looking at the fact that he failed in 2018 because the ballot box could not give him the opportunity which he feels he won. Don't forget that since 2018, militants of his party call him le président élu, which means they believe he won the elections, and that's one of the reasons. But my problem in everything is the fact that if you look at what he was saying, the man in Boya, a revolution is an act that has as objective to change political, economy, and social everything. But when you look at what Professor Maurice Kamto intends doing, when I look at the weaknesses on my own part, is that most revolutions did not actually come like that. There were things that were spontaneous. It's not something that people sat, strategize, held meetings like what we are seeing today. You see people with social media, Moderna met come to, they agreed. The next day they met with PAP, they agreed. The next day they met with Kawala, they agreed. The next day you see Fundi reacting that he wrote me a letter. So in all it, Mr. Lu, there's a day I said here that when you take a very easy example, in Julius Caesar, the only reason that makes Brutus and Cassius to lose the war against a young guy called Antony, or rather that should be Antony and Cleopatra. The fact that they lose, no, Julius Caesar, the fact that they lose the war is simple. Because Brutus says, or Cassius tells Brutus, let us stay and wait for Antony to come and attack us. By so doing, we would have strategized. Because what Kamto is doing, to me, I feel that, because read what communication minister is saying. Rene Emmanuel Sadi did not in any way say anywhere that they are coming to oust the president. If you read his communique well, he has not called Bia's name.
It says the Cameroon government has been appraised of calls for an uprising and overthrow of its republican institutions.
Correct.
By the leaders of a political party.
Republican institutions from start till, and he did not call Bia. But when you go to what the CRM says and the others, it is clear and simple to oust the president. Now when you keep coming now, holding meetings and bringing out communiques, it is made clear that you have an agenda. And because you have an agenda, you are already exposing your weaknesses to your opponent. And it makes you to an extent weaker in front of your opponent. Because in this case, the opponent of the CRM man is President Paul Biya, or let me put it as Rene Emmanuel Sadi says, the institutions, Republican institutions. But it is not the best way. I would have preferred, Mr. Liu, in this country, if a student who is caught cheating in a back exams goes to prison, it tells you that here, things are not taken that way. If people can be sentenced to life imprisonment, like they did to the Sisikos, because they get to a court and they maintain their stance on something to an extent that could be constitutional. What about an individual who has run for elections, who gets up and says, I want to change? Mr. Liu, I'm saying this and I'm repeating it, that somebody somewhere listening to Prince should not misjudge me. Because what is ongoing now? Maurice Kamto went in for presidential elections. The opportunity was given him for municipal and legislative elections. We saw his militants. I have people who are compiled, and it was at the last minute that he did not go. As we speak, all militants of the CRM communication have been withdrawn from all platforms. They do not talk. It means that it is a kind of strategy that they are putting on. And when you are putting on this strategy, there is no government and there is no individual that will ever sit and wait for you to come and take away its power. It is but normal that the CRM has its reasons that they've cited that they want to oust the president. I don't know, I don't belong to the internal structure of the party. They may have their strategies, which means maybe by also talking too much, they also want the government to talk too much. Because forget not that, since they started talking and what they have been doing, it has cost to the government. We have seen a lot of talking to on the part of the government. In less than a week, we have seen communiques from 2 top officials of the government. We have seen even communiques from, I want to say, the strongest of governors, though there's no governor that is stronger than another, But you will not want to put, for instance, the governor of the economic heartbeat of Douala and that of the center, or maybe that of the West. So they too have already taken their stance. It goes to tell you that
the SDO for Mezam too.
The SDO for Mezam, and it goes to tell, and look at what the generals of the Northwest did. It goes to tell you that there is something that is cooking, and the strategy of the CRM. If I were to be a militant of that party, I've told those friends who are there, who have written them inbox. To me, I feel that the strategy put forward by Professor Maurice Kamto, he's a strategist. He may be working something different, but it's not too good, because this government, the Biafra regime, is fully aware that Professor Maurice Kamto, who has worked with them, forget not that when there was a strike action in 2008, Maurice Kamto was with the government. So the regime is fully aware that as we are calculating, he is also calculating us. So it's a kind of a match that you go for alley and they beat you. When you're going for it, you're going fully.
Which is the question I'm asking you, Mr. Njo. You sounded so confident earlier on. Don't you think that you may be calculating, or the government may be calculating, Professor Maurice Kamto for the 22nd of September through a peaceful protest, when he himself has a plan B to take you guys by surprise, or to take yes, your national president by surprise? Maybe he has other things that are unseen to us now.
Je ne suis pas porte-parole du gouvernement, mais dans le cadre de mon parti et en qualité de citoyen que je suis, les agissements ou le comportement de M. Kamto ne nous surprend guère, compte tenu du fait que depuis la présidentielle, parce qu'il faut toujours rentrer à la présidentielle, il a chaque fois appelé à l'insurrection. C'est pas aujourd'hui. Aujourd'hui, il a sorti le mot insurrection, du moins d'une manière ou d'une autre dans ses propos ou dans les propos de ses communicants. Mais au soir des élections du 7 octobre, avant les résultats, il avait proclamé déjà avoir été le vainqueur. Seulement cela laisse entrevoir, ou a laissé entrevoir, ce que va être l'avenir avec ce parti. Et les instances dirigeantes de notre pays ne sont pas surpris, parce qu'il est allé d'événement malheureux en événement malheureux. Alors, vous avez lu tout à l'heure les ampliations. Apparemment, il en a fait à l'ONU, ainsi de suite. Le code pénal, dont il a été l'un des initiateurs, condamne son appel à l'insurrection. Ces instances-là, qui régulent d'une manière ou d'une autre la démocratie par le monde, est-ce que lui, en sa qualité, ça donne du crédit à sa lettre? Un parti politique qui va céder au pouvoir par l'insurrection, c'est de la bêtise. Donc, c'est donc pour dire que nous, au sein du RDPC, tout ce qui se passe aujourd'hui n'est que une suite logique dans l'entreprise macabre de ce monsieur, qui est certainement redevable à certaines personnes qui l'ont accompagné avec l'espoir que par la fibre ethnique, il pourra accéder au pouvoir, justement, pour vendre le Cameroun. Malheureusement, les citoyens camerounais n'étant plus des personnes qu'on puisse infantiliser, il a perdu l'élection par la sagesse des citoyens. Qu'est-ce qu'il veut? Le va-tout. Mais le va-tout, c'est juste, c'est de la gesticulation.
Mais il dit que les élections ont été truquées. Hein.
Jusqu'à présent, on attend ces PV, hein, à l'ONU, pas très loin, là où il a été. Et pas à l'ONU, à l'UA.
Oui.
Les PV sont attendus. Il avait pour un mois pour les apporter. Il y a longtemps que mois sont passés. Donc, pour dire que un président qui a été élu à 71%, le Cameroun, c'est le Cameroun, quelqu'un l'avait dit. Le Cameroun, ce n'est pas le Mali. Ce n'est pas où on peut renverser les institutions qui ont été légitimement établies par la souveraineté nationale. Ce n'est pas le cas avec le Cameroun.
Apostle Lambe, I'm asking whether maybe Professor Maurice Kamto may have a plan B. We may be calculating him from one angle, and then it turns out to show his real agenda, because many persons are still not aware of what could be behind this plan. But is this confidence that is being expressed by militants of the CPDM party and maybe the government, not because after the electoral hold-up campaign, seemingly there was no plan B, and then there was this manifestation that led him to prison, where we still have one of his vice presidents still in prison in the person of Mamadou Mota, and seemingly nothing is happening. Is this like he says, also giving the government so much confidence that we already know how Professor Maurice Kamto behaves?
Well, no politician is predictable. I cannot guarantee the fact that Maurice Kamto does not have another agenda.
A plan B.
A plan B. We are not in a circle of leadership, so we cannot detect. We are talking shallowly from the point of view we see. Most of the times we judge things based on what we see. We don't judge things based on what people do. Because Maurice Kamto's refusal to go in for legislative and municipal elections took everyone by storm. That was something that we least expected. And it was very close when everything was already in motion that he suddenly from nowhere refused to go in for legislative election. So if at all he's announcing a peaceful protest to ask President Pobia, and we are looking up to what he has said, it's also very, very delicate that as a politician whom we know they are very unpredictable, he could have a plan B or plan C or even plan D. That is something we do not yet know. One of the things I just have to make people understand is that when it comes to the field of politics, there are not permanent friends and not permanent enemies. There is nobody who is predictable in the field of politics. There are friends today, tomorrow they are enemies. We've seen people cross carpet and change their minds. I don't want to go into the details or entering into Professor Maurice Kamto's privacy or based on what they are planning within their circle of leadership, because I'm totally blank about it. But they used to say it is too much confidence that make crab not to have head. The crab does not have a head. It's too much confidence. This idea of CPDM members of the government thinking that what happened in the 2018 elections, there was nothing that came after that was serious and they relaxed. I want to say once bitten, twice shy. Every method should be put in place to accommodate any insurrection. We shouldn't take anybody for granted. Because if you hear a bird dancing by the roadside, there must be somebody in the bush playing the drum. The boldness and confidence of Professor Maurice Kamto speaks volumes. We should not take it for granted. And we should not minimize the fact that he says he's going to carry out an insurrection. I'm sure Maurice Kamto understands both national and international law. Maurice Kamto is well read and well exposed, and he understands the implication, and he's not a child still tying diapers that he doesn't know what he's doing. He understands the implication of every action he's about to take. What I'm just saying is, to a person like Professor Maurice Kamto, I have no challenge. My problem is the masses who are following him, because I've not seen the guarantee of their security he's asking them to go out. I don't want to stand against his idea of insurrection, because I belong to Maurice Kamto, no, I belong to the government. I'm an opinion leader. I'm just contributing as a Cameroonian to what is happening in our country. But one thing I must say is, never minimize your enemy at any given time in life, because they can take you by storm.
Let me take some messages. Liu, Mr. Liu, thank you for the program, and your dear panelists, superb and frank intervention. He who has ears, let him hear. Selfish politicians, friends, sell your vision to not take advantage. Minatu Aejo replied, one of the opportunists today who has crying more than the family. Kamto is not the only strategist in Cameroon. If he was, his friends wouldn't have left him shortly after the presidential elections. Anyway, Only Kamto knows witty, it define am. You share them, you true them. Time will tell. Emma is writing from Boya. Good evening to you. Hi to everyone in the studio. Maurice Kamto should stop bothering himself because nothing can change. Fon Julius writing from Bamenda. Good things to all our panelists on the prestigious Prime Hour. I am completely okay with Apostle Lambe with all the admiration I have for Professor Maurice Kamto. I will equally say to lead a transition here, he should do like what happens in other countries. Peaceful protests can hardly bring a change in this country. This one says, good evening, Mr. Liu. I believe that surely Prof. Kamto has a plan B in place, so let's just wait and see what happens on that day. It's Godi Nyukoni writing from the Middle East. Good evening to you, Godi. Okay. Oops. Okay. This one says, good evening, Mr. Liu. It's Desmond Kum from Bamenda. To me, we ought to leave Kamto and the MRC militants go in for what they want. They have all the reasons to do so. Others should stop killing the morals of this eager for change. Let's take a little analogy of the Anglophone separatists with rudimentary weapons who are ready to face the military, well equipped with all sophisticated weapons. Okay. This one says, good evening, studio. Kamto's plans may be higher than government. Alem Oliver is writing from Kumba. This one says, good evening, please ask the CPDM man to speak in English. Asa Martin writing from Mutengene. Okay, Cameroon is bilingual. Kamto is not fighting for Cameroonians. He's fighting for his interests. He is just out to revenge. He was once a member of that very government. We should be very careful. The patriotic leader is not yet out. Suraju Muhammadu writing from Bamenda. This one says, how can you call a political party an association? Good evening, Mr. Liu and panelists. There is a misconception that I wish to make an input. Patriotism is for a country and not for an individual. If the president of a country is not meeting the aspirations of the people who voted him to power, they have the right to go to the streets to ask him to step down and put someone else who will lead them where they want to go, and that is patriotism. And Noko is writing from Bamenda. Good things, my big brothers. You guys should stop discouraging those who want to go out. Okay. This one says BIT. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Everyone wants a reason to leave, but until you find a reason good enough for you to die, you only live on purpose. Luigi is writing from Limbe. Many messages. We have to move on to our next talking point after the short break.